Problem is, you niggas don't have fathers, man.
Yeah.
You grew up under women. That's why you elevate these hoes out here. Oh, baby, I just want to worship you. I love you. You're my baby. And yet this bitch is committing adultery with every nigga on the block.
Right.
And it says here, for I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not my law. Before I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother, he taught me also and said unto me, let thy heart retain my words, keep my commandments and live. Okay, because it's about the law, statutes, and commandments, and keeping them and teaching them unto men. Okay, and it says, get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth, and forsake her not, and she should be preserved thee, and love her, and she should keep thee, man. Okay, because you deal with wisdom, then you understand how situations work. You understand when to hold your peace. Like, hey, when David had to play retarded to not get put to death, they said this man is a fucking madman. Why you bring him here to play this, man? Like, what the hell?
Hey, you know, he was getting into it. He was...
Yeah. Like, if they would have found out who he really was, they was gonna put him to death. They said David feared for his life.
Yeah.
You know, when he was on the run from Saul, they was like, wait a minute, this nigga's crazy. Basically, David had to seek refuge in a different city because he was on the run from Saul. He said he feared because Saul wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
And that's called wisdom, man.
That's humility too, man. That's the Lord humble you right there, man.
They was acting slow. He said he's spitting on his beard and shit, man.
Yeah.
Acting dumb, man. Like probably doing a chicken dance and shit. Like,
hey, but that's what we gotta do, man.
Yeah.
We are being pursued by the house of Saul.
Yeah.
As well as Esau, man. Yeah. Then in the time of King David, he had all of our enemies round about us, but you also had to battle a bunch of niggas, man.
Yeah.
Now, eventually, he was able to settle down in the city of Hebron, and build up the house of David. But what did he have to go through to get all that, man?
You want to go under there?
I want to. How many minutes we got left on the camera?
We got a whole hour.
Oh, hour?
Yeah.
How long we been going?
Hour, 9 minutes.
Hour, 9, damn, really?
Yeah.
Man, is this really bothering y'all? A little bit?
It's gonna keep going.
I mean, if it get bad, we'll go. If it get worse, we'll go. Say, this ain't shit compared to Wisconsin, brother.
I forgot about that,
Bro, it was like 10 degrees out there, man.
We did do 4 hours in the snow.
We did 4 hours in the snow. I'm like, can we wrap this shit up already?
About
but you know, the spirit, like, look, we gonna deal. Yeah, if it get a lot worse, bro, we'll
hey, we can go through that.
We ain't complaining about nothing else after Wisconsin.
Yeah, this shit is lightweight.
I had to remind myself.
Yeah, like, this is lightweight. Like, I'll get this to the Lord all day.
Nah, y'all got
it. It ain't bad yet, but if it get bad, we'll go. And we might not even go the whole, because you know the camera end up losing time anyway.
Yeah, you good.
But it says here, wisdom is a principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy get understanding. Understand, Jake. Inquire of the scriptures, man. Look at the sign and read the Bible scriptures and see why we got devil horns on that damn devil, man.
Yeah. And that's the spirit you said that word principal thing, because he just went over the principal thing of a physical man. The blood of the grape, the blood of oil, wine, water. Those are principal things that sustain the physicality of a man. So he just brought out the principal thing of a man in his mind. What is it? It's wisdom. That's the principal thing when it comes to like your spirit, your mind.
I got one. This is Proverbs chapter 25, verse 2. It says, it is the glory of the Most High to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter.
That's right,
and
man.
the Most High, he concealed this truth.
Yeah.
He concealed the understanding as to why we out on the highways and byways.
Yep.
If he was a true, sincere man, he would have said, why are you out here first? Before he said we was tripping, at least figure out what we doing.
Right.
But
then
this
stupid ass would had any type of sense, he could have pulled them parked on. Every time they come up talking that shit, I'm like, come out and deal. Get understanding, you know? And see, one thing about these, they don't know that we'll curse their ass right out. We'll come back with you, bro.
Right.
We'll say, fuck you in a minute.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Fuck you, nigga.
Yeah, right.
And they say, but the honor of king is to search out a matter.
Yeah.
When you found the truth, obviously you was a little skeptical, like, I ain't too sure about this. But you kept researching. You kept watching the videos.
Yeah.
You said, let me search this matter out and see what they talking about first.
Yeah.
Hey, next thing you know, you found out the things to be true.
Yeah.
Let's see the reason why they're standing out here in the snow and rain.
Right.
I thought we were supposed to be going into a Christian church. Are they supposed to be having a suit? Shouldn't they have a Sunday service? Shouldn't they be sitting in a pulpit? You know? You don't think about all these things, but when you actually acquire, you would learn something. Hey, look, the Lord commanded us to come out in the highways and hedges. He commanded us to come out in the elements like this, man.
Yeah.
He said, preach in season, out of season.
Out of season. We out of season right now.
Yeah.
Hey, but it say understand first, then rebuke. You see, you gotta understand the other man's actions, and then once you rebuke, you able to provide that correction. If you just going off face value, you might miss details in the matter.
Right. That's the spirit.
But that's niggas.
Right. There's a precept for that. Grab that real quick. This is the book of
It's slow down.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Okay, so you should be inquiring about the whole entire situation. Like the brother pointed out, he didn't take the time to read the sign. We didn't see the whole matter to see why he was out here. You just instantly see devil horns on Jesus. Automatically, we just hate the Most High Son.
Yeah.
No, that's not the case at all. Because if you paid attention, you would know that that's not the Most High Son.
But you know what? What my man Murph say, man, fuck these niggas, man. They gonna get they go. Man, most we gonna fuck you niggas up, man. Right? You niggas ain't. Look, we not worried about you Jakes up here, man. Right, we already know your fate. All right. Matter of fact, somebody give me the book of Zechariah 13 and give me Ezekiel 5, man. You got to get on Jake now.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't start it, man. We was gonna give you niggas a break, but nah. Obviously, the Lord don't want you. Yeah.
Yep. And that was right on time. As we were saying, Jake don't take nothing serious.
No, they don't. And he smell like weed, man. Yeah.
How did it smell? I just
smelled it like when they went down the street.
I heard what he said. Saw the nigga face and got vexed.
Yeah. Wedge.
Vexed.
No curiosity, man. Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 1. It says, and thou, son of man, take thee a sharp knife, take thee a barber's razor, and cause it to pass upon thine head and upon thy beard. Then take thee balances to weigh.
Hey, and hold up real quick, brother. That verse, IUIC used that verse to justify getting lineups.
Wow. Yeah. That's not a line.
Let's see if I got an umbrella.
Y'all want to just walk down the street?
It's on you. I think I got an umbrella in my car.
Yeah, all right. We cool. I ain't bothered by this shit, but if y'all
I ain't bothered. I just don't want the camera to get messed up.
Yeah, I mean, if y'all want to go down there, we can. Y'all can come fucked up.
It's getting a little wet.
Should be alright.
Yeah, I think it'll be alright. Yeah, because it's I mean, it ain't like any type of components on it, for real. Battery pack is covered. But, you know, I hear what you're saying. We got 48 minutes, man. We'll make it.
And again, this is Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 1. And thou, son of man, take thee a sharp knife, take thee a barber's razor, and cause it to pass upon thine head and upon thy beard. Then take thee balances to weigh and divide the hair.
Yep, and IUIC used that scripture to justify lineups.
Right.
Where in the fuck does that say get a lineup? That's the parable for the 2/3 of the Most High gonna bring judgment and scatter the 2/3, man. That's why you read it again.
It says, take thee a barber's razor and cause it to pass upon thine head.
Right, so Ezekiel had to physically shave his head, okay? Because he was basically, I would say, what you call those people that are very animated or they're very extrovert, yeah. Basically, he was acting out what the Most High told him to do. No different than when Isaiah had to walk around butt naked for 3 years, man. Okay, and we had to eat cow's dung, or dung. That was a literal thing, man, because that represents what Israel was going to go through, man. All right, yeah.
It says, and then take thee balances to weigh and divide the hair. Thou shalt burn with the third part in the midst of the city when the days of the siege are fulfilled.
Yep.
And thou shalt take a third part and smite about it with a knife. And the third part thou shalt scatter in the wind.
Yep, and that represents the nation of Israel, man. 2/3, man. He broke it up into 3 parts, man.
God, you know what? And that's another thing too. The scriptures never contradict themselves. Because in the law it tells you what, not to make baldness upon thy head, man.
Right.
And do not round the corners of thy beard. So why would all of a sudden this other scripture come and contradict that? That's why you got to go into it and break it down. That it's obviously a parable talking about something else.
Right.
It's not rocket science, man.
But the Lord can make exceptions if He wanted to too, man. It's not a law to take a knife and sacrifice your own son. But the Lord had Abraham do it. Why? To prove a point, man. The Lord can do whatever He wanted to.
Even in the time of mourning, man, what did we do? When you mourn, you shave your hair off, man. Shave all your hair off and all that shit, man. Even when you take the vow of, let's say if you take the vow of the Nazarene, and you end up drinking blood of the wine, you gotta shave everything off, man. Your eyebrows, everything.
Yeah.
You gotta be out here looking like Napa saying 3 with no hair, man.
Yeah. It says, and the third part thou shalt scatter in the wind, and I will draw out a sword after them. Thou shalt also take thereof a few in number, and bind them in thy skirts. Then take of them again, and cast them into the midst of the fire.
Yep, and that's the Lord jacking up the 2/3, man. He said, I'm gonna send a sword after the third, and I'm gonna cast the other into the fire, man. And that really represents Israelites going into captivity as well, under the heathens, man. All right, go ahead.
This thing wet.
It says, then take of them again, and cast them into the midst of the fire, and burn them in the fire. For thereof shall a fire come forth into all the house of Israel.
Keep going, bro.
It says, verse 5, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, this is Jerusalem, I have set it in the midst of the nations and countries that are round about her. And she hath changed my judgments into wickedness more than the nations, and my statutes more than the countries that are round about her, for they have refused my judgments and my statutes, and have not walked in them.
And yeah, we was gonna bring this out last week at camp, where it say in Jeremiah, these people exceed the deeds of the wicked.
Yeah, yeah.
You see, because okay, it's one for you. It's one thing for you to be a transformer. All right, you a man, you want to wear girl clothes. Now Jake want to put on the hair weave. Jake want to carry the purse.
Yeah. You want to get BBLs now?
Yeah. Jake want to get fake titties and BBLs. That's exceeding the deeds of the wicked.
Right. This is why the Lord don't let that shit go down, man.
Right.
He said the moment you see a man with another man, you gotta dead that shit, man.
Right.
But what's gonna happen? Jake ain't gonna stop, man. Next thing you know, he's gonna wear fingernail polish. He's gonna wear lipstick.
Yeah.
That's right, man, because committing the acts of sin is contagious, man. That shit spreads like wildfire.
Yeah.
Because why? Because the wicked, they have pleasure in doing those wicked things, man. It tells you that in the book of Romans. It tells you in the book of Romans, it says not only do they know they're not supposed to do it, but they have pleasure in doing it as well. You know, roughly paraphrasing.
Right.
So Jake, they know in the law, they know all the scriptures, but they try to change it to fit their own standards. You know, like the brother was breaking down the whole IUIC thing that they do. They try to use that scripture to justify, oh, this means that you can get a line up. No, it does not, man. That's clearly a parable talking about something else. If you're going to say that, then you might as well use the parable of the vision of the dream when the Lord had us eating unclean beasts. So that means now you're going to say that it's okay to eat pork too?
Yeah.
Right.
What's the difference, man?
And if you use that, that's a Christian doctrine. That's the same thing the Christians do.
So they dare not to go that far with it, but they cherry pick, see? They cherry pick what they want to push to get accept, because they understand that they need to attract a certain amount of followers because they're not in the right spirit.
Yeah.
And they know the followers are going to want to flock to the image of the world. So if they see a bunch of brothers in unity, they all dressed up the exact same, they looking flashy, you know, they got the crispy lineups that people of the world like. Which, to me, that shit looks gay nowadays, man. Once you've been in the truth long enough, you see motherfuckers with lineups.
That shit whack.
That shit look homo, man.
You like, dude,
That's
clean
clearly
face.
Egypt custom, man.
Right. And you know what? It's low-key phasing out now. You starting to see guys like Floyd Mayweather and other famous people just grow their beard out and not get it lined up as much.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Rough, man.
They're
Looking
rough.
Austere and rough.
Yeah, because there's no masculinity in this place.
Yep.
Right.
Now women are looking for any inkling of a man that's just a man.
Right.
You got
Right.
to go effeminate ass niggas. You got to line up with a bunch of long ass hair, dreads.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just,
It's makeup,
you know, them
man.
pretty ass niggas, man.
Yeah.
You
Pretty
talk to them,
boys.
They not a man at all, man.
Yeah, pretty boy swag ass niggas, man.
That's the modern version of makeup for men. You know, you got women that put on eyeliner and cum lashes and all that shit. That's a man's version of the makeup, man.
Can you put that in my bag?
And all that shit, man.
Yeah, keep it in my bag.
That wasn't our customs, man. You know?
Right here.
How about Shemel Shai wants us to be the way that he created us to be?
Yeah.
God. But I got that, you got any more on that?
That's,
Hey, now that you mention that, it was this nigga named Tony Scott on Mother's Day. That nigga used to put on makeup. He nigga used to be in a goddamn mirror putting on makeup. I was a kid when it was that. I'm like, and I think about it, I'm like, why was you dating a nigga that put on makeup? She used to talk shit about him, like, he put on makeup and X, Y, and Z, but I'm like, you dated the nigga?
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Nigga name was Tony Scott, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. You got niggas out there that go by their first and last name.
what's your name?
He had a lot of money. He had a twin brother named Tommy. He was like a big time drug dealer down in like Texas and some shit, man.
Yeah.
I got that precept. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13. And it says, I'll start at verse 7. It says, awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is my fellow, saith Yahweh of hosts.
Oh, go up.
God.
Oh, Shalaka, real quick, brother. You IUIC guys that break down that Ezekiel has a lineup. When y'all get y'all hair lined up, do y'all set the shit on fire, man?
Right.
Do y'all take the group of hair
No.
and y'all burn it up?
No.
And throw it,
That's of course,
scatter it.
if that's really your justification for breaking the law, then do you follow the entirety of Ezekiel the 5th chapter, man?
No.
No, because you're niggas, man. And it's an excuse.
And anybody that ain't teaching the mark of the beast is the microchip, you're not a man of the Most High, man.
Huh?
That's right, man.
Lock you.
That's right. This is Zechariah chapter 13. I'll start at verse 3. It says, and it shall come to pass that when any shall yet prophesy, then his father and his mother that begat him shall say unto him, thou shalt not live, for thou speakest lies in the name of Yahweh. And his father and his mother that begat him shall thrust him through when he prophesied. And it shall come to pass in that day that the prophets shall be ashamed every one of his vision.
And that word thrust goes into actually, I went into that yesterday, that word thrust, it goes into a physical act, it goes to actually thrust you through, man. You know, when it says arise and thrust, O daughter of Zion, that should be the Hebrew word, I think it should, I just went into it yesterday, I think it's Rasha, if I'm not mistaken. But I gotta look it up again, but I did a lesson on it yesterday going into what that word thrust means. And you niggas out there that's prophesying falsely in the Lord's name, you got a judgment coming, man.
Yeah. Especially if you put Yahweh on it.
Yeah. Hey, the brother brought it out today in a group message. They was like, y'all notice all these 501c3 camps are all teaching that the MOTB is sin at the same time now.
Yeah.
Notice that.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we counting down and we getting closer to this MARK, these guys are going backwards, man. They're getting afraid. And ultimately it's because they don't want to lose their status in this world. They don't want the kingdom.
Right.
They're too rich on this side.
Oh yeah. 'Cause they'll lose that 501c3.
Right. That's the correct breakdown of the new CSRQ system we was going into.
Yeah.
The MOTB being sin, that's the correct breakdown for that system. Because it's not a threat to what they're doing.
Yep.
You see, that kind of thing is going to be acceptable and allowed to be taught.
Fine. That's why you gotta research exactly what the 501c3, what it entitles and what it means, man.
Yep.
They have a certain what's the word I'm looking for?
Requirement.
Where it's causes you can't speak on it.
Yeah, it's a government
Censorship.
Censorship, yeah, that's a good word for it. They have a censorship on certain things you're not allowed to preach about. You're not allowed to speak against the government and established order. You can't speak on anything that's considered a conspiracy theory or things like that. You know, so which the Bible is full of things and prophecies to condemn wicked kingdoms.
Yeah.
So that means these guys and anybody who's under a 501c3, they cannot be the prophets of the Lord, man.
Yeah.
Because
Unless
that's
they
why
repent.
why he's coming out and he's saying you know, the mark of the beast is sin. He has to say that in order to maintain his 501c3.
Right.
Because you get a lot of money by having that.
Yeah, you do.
Well, Nate is a Harlan, man. Nate is a Harlan. Them guys are Harlans. Look up the definition of Harlan, man. What you got up? You had John 10.
Yeah, he cared not for the sheep.
Yeah, you keep reading that. Exactly.
Say he cared not for the sheep because he is a hireling.
This is verse 7, and it says, awake, O sword, against Salakia. Sorry, verse 4, it says, it shall come to pass, in that day the prophet shall be ashamed, every one of his vision, when he hath prophesied, neither shall they wear a rough garment to deceive. And that goes to show that we're really supposed to be wearing rough garments when we prophesy. You know, because back then they're trying to use it to deceive. But the rough garment was an indicator that it was an actual prophet, because prophets were never proud, right?
Right, it represents humility, and also like it tells you in Matthew 6, it says when you fast and you pray, it says don't have that appearance that you fasting, because you know you want to be seen of men. You know how some people like, you know, we all end up saying, oh yeah, I just got off a fast. We do it just off GP, not thinking about it, but you got like certain people like, yeah man, I did a 10-day fast type shit. You know, they want everybody to know. I mean, you may tell the brothers, yeah, I'm gonna go on a fast and X, Y, and Z, but it's really between you and the Lord, man. You know, brothers don't have to really communicate when they fast or anything like that. It says neither wear rough garments to deceive, because you got hirelings out there. You got, like the scriptures say, that a lot of these false prophets, they're like foxes, man. They come into you as wolves in sheep's clothing, man. You know, that's why it says that howbeit if Saint turns for his ministers
To the angels of light.
the angels of light,
Yeah,
right?
God.
You know, so a lot of these guys, they look the part, but they don't have the part. You know?
That's right. It says verse 5, it says, but he shall say, I am no prophet, I am an husbandman, for man taught me to keep cattle from my youth. And one shall say unto him, what are these wounds in thine hands? Then he shall answer, those with which I was wounded in the house of my friends. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is my fellow, saith Yahweh of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered. And I will turn my hand upon the little ones.
And these not even real shepherds.
Right.
These is people that just get followings, man. Because if you were a true shepherd, as what the brother's about to get into that precept, you have care for the flock.
Yeah.
If I would feel very, very, very bad if somebody got the C-hip because I told them that it wasn't the MOTB.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Other men, they'll 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah. But hey, but take this precept package, take this garment startup kit.
Make sure you got your tickets to the Passover.
Yeah, like why you charge people to come to the Passover, man?
Right.
Hey, look, brothers, when the Most High really start judging these Israelites, man, it's gonna shake a lot of people up. He's gonna judge a lot of top guys in these things, man.
That's right.
Get them young niggas in them groups to repent, man.
That's right. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And it says, I will turn my hand upon the little ones. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. All right, so clearly it's talking about the Lord is going to have a certain selection. Those that he's going to kill amongst Israelites, and those that he's going to turn his hand and save. You know? And these wicked people that teach these perverse doctrines, opposite of the scriptures to fit their own lucre agenda, they're going to be destroyed, man.
That's right.
Pay for that shit, man.
That's right.
The way the scriptures say, you have turned my house into a den of thieves.
Woo.
That's clearly you IUIC cats, man.
Yeah.
Selling tickets to the Passover, you're already prepping for that, man.
Yeah, you be on their ass, bro.
God, man, I can't stand that shit. That's my spirit, man. I can see why Yahweh Shai went in there with a cat of 9 tails and was whooping them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Man.
Throwing over the money changers.
Yeah.
That's what it was all about with them. Because with the money changers, you would get bread. Because when you in Jerusalem, you got to use the shekel. So you give them a denarius, they'll give you the shekels to use at the temple. But they be like, okay, so you gave me this, but they'll short you on your shit.
Right.
Yep.
So now it's like, bruh, this ain't what I gave you.
Yeah.
But that's what they did. They heaped up that money.
They're making money off of it, man. Like prime example, right? You got this parking lot across the street
Yeah, okay.
that you pay money for.
Yeah.
Now, let's just say the World Cup is here this weekend. The guy at that parking that parking station, what they was doing was basically setting up more parking stations and jacking the prices up, man.
Yep.
They knew all the people were coming into Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover, man.
Yep.
Converting their money over,
Yep.
you know? And that's how Jake does it, man. Oh, there's a bunch of people coming in from Jerusalem. I'm about to get this bag, man.
Yeah.
That's how he's thinking. Well,
Yeah.
This is a high holy day, man.
Yeah, we was just talking about the fucking Airbnb shit.
Yeah.
You go there one weekend, it's $150 a night.
Right, yeah.
Whoa, next weekend that shit $350 a night. Like,
Yeah.
yo.
The very next weekend, man. All right? And that's what Jake was doing with our high holy day, man.
Right.
That's a no-no, man. This is
No-no.
not a merchandise event, man.
Yep.
If you want to throw a party, you can throw a party. There's no sin in just throwing a feast. All right? But why you got to do it on the Lord's Day to make merchandise?
And why do you have to upload it for others to see?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Art. Go ahead,
I
Art.
was gonna say, man, look, there's certain high holy days where we are supposed to have a good time. You know, when we
Yeah.
celebrate our victories over our enemies, that's the time to have a good time and have a quote-unquote party, as you would say.
Kind.
The Lord is balanced with his high holy days, but there's certain high holy days are supposed to be severely strict, and you're supposed to be very
Solemn.
in a very solemn spirit.
Ah.
You know, the Passover is one of those the most solemn of all our high holy days, and you got to put yourself in the mindset, the mentality of where our ancestors would have been in mentally. They didn't know if they was gonna be put to death or not, man. They just seen all this death around them.
Yeah.
All the plagues getting hit. You know how terrifying that would have been in that time.
Yeah, Jake wasn't smiling during the time of Passover in Egypt, man.
Hell no.
Jake wasn't smiling at that shit. That was a horrific night.
God.
That scripture say that night to the Egyptians felt like an eternity, man.
Yeah.
God. And think about it too, because with the Passover, when he said you got to put the blood on the lamb, that was to mark yourself from what was coming. What did he tell them it was coming? That the
angels,
children, the firstborn, was going to fucking die. Okay? You think they're gonna be in a spirit? I'm about to kick it?
Yeah.
No, man. They didn't know. Israelites didn't know, man. The fear was on Yahweh was on them.
Well,
I gotta
according to
put
these
this blood.
niggas, Jodeci's supposed to come to the concert, man.
Yeah. Israelite party,
Hey,
brother.
if you seen that a while back, bro, Apostle Tahar and them uploaded a while back. This nigga from the GOCC, they had Jodeci to come to one of their Passovers, man. You know, you got the nigga on the stage, you got the women. Like, for one thing, ain't no women coming to our Passovers, man. All right, no, you women are not invited to our Passovers at that. You know, unless you got families and stuff like that. But they got all these women in there screaming and dancing and, you know, lusting after another man. Fuck all that. That shit is wicked as hell.
Right. You ISCPK guys, y'all promoting this shit. Y'all promoting these so-called truth rappers, man. Bro, I watch some of those dudes, bro. You can't literally tell them niggas from the world, man.
Yeah.
The shit they talking about, bro, I'm just like, why would you bring that to a solemn assembly, man? It's not a fucking concert.
Well, they do it because they want to pick up these women, man.
Yeah.
Because, hey, you know Keisha love rap niggas, man.
Right.
So them niggas in the truth, they rap because they want to pick up these women, man. That's why they do it. Because what they came out with a video say, oh, y'all make worshiping the Lord
Boring.
Well, look, you know
Fuck
what?
you, man.
Then so be it. Because hey, it's about the simplicity in Yahweh Shai, man. The Lord didn't say go out there and be the biggest rapper. He said go out there and teach Israel, man.
Yeah.
And that's-
Make it as easy as possible.
Yeah, you trying to be the
Doing too much.
you trying to be the realest nigga in the truth.
Realest
Right.
nigga in the truth.
And you know what? With that comment that he said, that's your perception. You got no idea what brothers witness while they in this truth, man.
Yeah.
The things, the miracles we see, man, the chariot sightings.
Oh, we have a fucking ball, man.
Yeah,
you
we
know,
got
when the
good
brothers
times,
get
man.
together, When we do fellowship, the brothers sharing each other's talents and things like that. Brothers got music abilities too.
Right.
You know?
Hey, and I'm gonna be real with you, man.
Say hi.
Some of the baddest chicks I done got was in the truth, man. When I was in the truth.
That's right.
Some of the best nights I had when I was in the truth. But the thing is, we don't put it on YouTube.
Nah.
You ain't gonna see that on my YouTube page. You gonna see a lesson, a camp video, but then you gonna see brothers partying. No, that ain't for y'all.
Nah.
Yeah, 'cause it's just gonna attract more niggatry.
Right.
It has a way of attracting the wrong type of crowd.
Yeah.
Niggas coming up that's not sincere.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you cursing Jake out every time he come up to the camp, man. We don't
What-
want to do that, but when you invite that kind of folly into your ministry,
Yeah,
then that's what
ministry.
you get, man.
Well, that's why when you look at those comment boards, that's why them guys don't ever go in. look, go in the IUIC classroom and see anybody putting precepts up.
Right. Yep.
When you go to our videos or you see our live sit downs and stuff,
All
you got all precepts, man.
Yeah.
All seps, as the brother Clark said. Seps coming in. You know? But you look at the fucking Sakari, you ain't got nothing but niggas in the world.
Yeah.
You know, oh yeah, you know, I'm with that shit.
Yeah.
These niggas ain't never taught anything about
Yeah.
Israel, but when it comes to up in the blicky, hey, they got
Yeah.
all the knowledge on that.
Y'all lit.
Look at our chat versus their chat. In our chat, you got precepts. In their chat, you got a bunch of bombs and fire emojis, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all lit.
Yeah, and a bunch of wicked ass women that don't know how to shut the fuck up, man. You know, I got a precept, bro. Real quick, Baba Kushah. How many minutes we got? Like 25?
20.
20?
Yep.
And it says here, this is the book of John 2, and it says in 13, it says, and the Jews' Passover was at hand, and Yahushua went up to Jerusalem, and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves and the changes of money, sitting. And when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changes, money, and overthrew the tables.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nope.
Jake was selling the sacrifice.
Yeah. Jake was getting paid, man. They was getting bad. Hey, apostles and them, when they went into it on how they used to make money on them oil tables, they used to make money back in the day, man, on them oil tables. Because you know, New York, that's a heavy market for that fashion and fragrance.
Especially Harlem.
Yeah. You can. Hey, I guarantee if you played your cards right, you can make over $200,000 a year on the oil table, bro. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Production on, yeah.
Yeah. And it says here, and he said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence and make not my father's house a house of merchandise. Now when you see now, you got these niggas got the Israelite t-shirts, the 12 tribes, they selling shit, man. You ain't supposed to sell that merchandise, man.
Yeah.
Because you promoting the truth for money. The Lord said, freely thou hast received, freely give.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, now brothers, you know, making beads and stuff and necklaces, that's different. You know, because that's just a less of a fashion statement. You know, brothers got they selling oils and stuff, that's okay. But you don't catch brothers in GMS selling Great Millstone shirts or breakdowns, man.
Starter
Kit.
packs.
Hey, brother, I'm gonna put a 12 tribe shirt on my thing with some fringes on it
Right.
and sell it for $25
Right.
and get the bag off of it. No, man.
Yeah.
If you really cared about your people, you'll just give it to Jake. Like, here, Jake, take that.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
take this, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because when they gotta buy from you, they look at it like, wait a minute, if this is who we are, why the fuck I gotta buy it?
Right.
Yeah. My first garment in the truth. Ain't nobody charged me for that. Brother say, hey.
Hey,
Shit,
nah,
there you go.
same thing, man.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't think I've shit. Only garments you know that was ever paid for was the ones that, you know, we got the camp, man, and that's because, you know, the sister was making garments. That's okay, you can sell garments,
Yeah.
you know, and with logos and stuff, but nonetheless, I mean, this is
It's not required.
It ain't required, man.
There's a precept.
You know?
It's, Matthew 10 and 8. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have received, freely give.
Yeah, right. Freely you receive, freely give, man.
Yeah.
All right? Freely you receive, freely give. It's just that simple. Hey, that nigga Nate used to charge for the rest of his videos. He give you 10 minutes for free, and then you gotta pay for a bullshit ass fucking breakdown. That wasn't even correct, by the way. So you paying for bullshit, man.
Wasn't even